What's good? What's good? Good morning. How funny that on the anniversary of one of the biggest psyops in our time, today is September 11th, I'm going to talk about another psyop, another pretty big psyop, and that is the sacrifice of Charlie Kirk. Now, you're going to probably hear a lot of different theories on this whole thing. What I would like to emphasize at the beginning is that the social engineers and the ruling class, they want anger, they want fear, they want division. Let's not give that to them. Even if we disagree on some levels of morality, the trans thing, for example, they want us fighting each other. They being the elites, the Eastine people that have been proven to exist and that do not care about humanity, but only about the consolidation of power and resources. Probably the most materially evil objective a group of people can pursue. Because within all of that is the pedophilia and the sex trafficking and the exploitation of peoples and populations. And so there's so much associated with the Eastine people that is disgusting. And these are the people that rule our world. As fear-inducing as that is to say, we need to acknowledge that. And then these are the people that I believe orchestrated Charlie Kirk's execution. Yeah, sure, there might be a trans narrative out there. I personally do not believe that is the true full story. We're going to believe the FBI that said Easteen unalived himself, that said there's no other story, that has been running cover for a lot of presidents, including potentially Trump. We're going to believe that FBI. We're going to believe that ATF. Conservatives might not be as dumb as progressives, but they ain't that smart. Anyways, I'm getting a little sidetracked. I'm sorry. I'm just still processing the whole thing. I saw a man get assassinated. And, yeah. Okay, let's get back on track. I believe they did it intentionally as a sacrifice because to them, even though Charlie made them millions of dollars and he was a great voice for the conservative movement, they actually don't care about conservatism. Fuck Christians. Fuck Christians to the core. Those who are ruling the world really despise Christians for a reason. Jesus. We won't get into that. And so this idea that Charlie was a powerful conservative voice was true, but the people he was associated with really didn't care for him. Because ultimately, they disagree with him, but they saw his ability to be a tool for the media, a tool in the media. However, they saw a greater potential in what having a martyr could do at a time like right now. Specifically, a time like right now is when there's a lot of spotlight on the Eastine people. And they need a psyop to distract, not just from the spotlight on the Eastine people, but the spotlight on what's going on in Gaza and all the other wars that are going on, and how the house of cards is tumbling. Psyops are perfect distractions. But this particular psyop, the execution and sacrifice of Charlie Kirk, this one will have, I believe, an enduring effect, which is why they opted to go with this route. Meaning, it is going to galvanize the right, it is going to agitate the right, and we're finally probably going to get some serious kinetic conflict, some serious Civil War shit. Because that is the best path forward for the elites. If we kill ourselves, they don't have to do their eugenics as much. If we destroy our existing infrastructure, they don't have to do it because they want it destroyed anyways. They want to take away the old infrastructure so they can implement their new technocratic infrastructure like the smart cities and the massive surveillance state that comes with totalitarianism. So we're going to do all of their dirty work for them. We're going to take each other out. We're going to destroy these major cities that they wanted gone anyways. And they get to sit back and laugh and watch as we do it. It's really, I believe, one of the reasons many people are hesitant to accept that truth, the truth of the ruling class, is because it produces a serious amount of cognitive dissonance. To think that such evil could exist and such evil has somehow wormed its way into power. But it's true. And it's been true not just for decades, not just for centuries, for millennia. If you are serious about learning history, you will begin to see patterns. And these patterns are that the ruling classes are often some of the worst humans among us. And it is, in fact, a setting of power. A setting, I was thinking of like a setting on your radio, but like a requirement, because an average decent human does not want power and dominion over their fellow man or woman. They want community. Evil seeks power. Thus, inherently within the concept of these power positions, I'm talking about like bankers and politicians. Bankers, you know, like the CEOs, Larry Fink, I think is it Larry or David Fink? One of those guys, right? Anyways, but in politicians and think tank leaders and things like the World Economic Forum inherently attract evil people. And that is, I mean, among so many reasons why I believe in voluntarism and the stateless society project, because these artificial institutions that are not organic to the human way of being are ways in which the parasite or predator classes, I like to call them, are able to predate upon us. Without these institutions, these artificial institutions, humans would interact and coexist fairly well. I do believe we've reached a point of sort of globalization where global connectivity has created the awareness that all peoples, white, black, red, yellow, blue, all peoples have rather barbaric and savage parts of their past. And we take, I don't want to say take responsibility, but when I think about it, I think of, yeah, that's part of our past. We have to accept that reality. But we're here in the present, and we get to shape the trajectory of the future. And that is our responsibility. And so I do believe that a global stateless society is possible. It's like a 1,000-year project, in my opinion. That is the ultimate imperative of humanity, because the ruling classes can only exist within these state-like structures. You eliminate these structures entirely, and then what are they to do? I'll end it on a really racist note here, but Israel is heavily connected in all of this, and I've had this realization. There are a lot of Jewish bankers and financiers, and they're hugely influenced in all of that. But I don't know of a lot of Jewish farmers. I'm sure they exist, but yeah. What would they be able to embrace a more blue-collar lifestyle? All of these bankers and politicians and people that don't need to exist. They hate the working class, even though, and they hate us because they know that they're exploiting us. And you can't exploit something that you don't hate. Because if you love something, you wouldn't exploit it. Whatever. Thank you for watching. Much love.